Humans, in one way or another, are all different. But one thing we all need is food. Food is the source of our energy. It's how we think, breathe, it's a necessity of life. But while many foods are deemed as healthy, unhealthy food has been growing over the past years as well. Today, 11% of the American diet consists of a fried, greasy, fatty, and nutritionless norm, fast food. Fast food is no longer a cheap meal, but a daily source of sustenance. But why do we keep buying it? Simply put, fast food is just cheaper.
Fast food is cheap, accessible, and popular, while their healthier counterparts are more expensive and inconvenient. According to Pew Research, over a third of Americans consider themselves to be lower class, with a 33% increase from 4 years ago. And with full meal foods like Chalupa Supreme Tacos from Taco Bell and Big Macs from McDonald's not costing more than $6, it's much more convenient to buy the unhealthier foods for the impoverished. To back this up, the TFAH finds that people living in rural communities have higher rates of obesity than people living in urban and suburban areas. But why is this happening?
Fresh and natural fruits can be seen all around the world. However, these very items can be highly priced or inaccessible to most. An item such like this apple could cost up to $2, which is irregular for its normal price. Production of fruits and vegetables had never gotten more expensive, and the rates of inflation are still rising.
To find out why, we interviewed our expert, Marilyn Sen.
I'm Marilyn Zen. I'm a faculty member in the Department of Kinesiology and Public Health at California Polytechnic State University in San Luis Obispo.
So are healthy foods or unhealthy foods more accessible to Americans?
So I would say that it is much easier to access unhealthy foods in the US. And it is partly because of geography. It's just easier to access a lot of convenience stores, more convenience stores than produce markets. Also accessible in terms of price. Unhealthy foods are just cheaper because of the way foods are subsidized. And in terms of convenience, like if you consider time to be a cost, then a lot of fresh produce does take a little bit longer to prepare, takes a little bit more investment.
Supermarkets such as Safeway, Ranch 99, and Whole Foods have fresh and organic food for their customers. They each have a range of fruits, vegetables, and meat. While these products haven't changed much over the years, their prices have. The NCBI found that healthy foods such as fruits, vegetables, and grains have increased by 12.8% over the last year, slowly making these already inaccessible foods even harder to afford. On the contrary, fast food and processed food have thrived over the past decades. Restaurants like Chick-fil-A, Popeyes, and McDonald's have seen higher profits compared to other industries. The Roosevelt Institute found that in 2023 alone, the average markup in the fast food industry jumped by 8.4%, while markups for firms across all industries grew by only 6.2%. The fast food industry has been only growing in customers, a stark contrast to the organic side of the food industry.
Now we go to June and James to see how the rising food prices impact people.
Hi, I'm June. I'm at the local farmers market at Oak Ridge held every Sunday. The farmers market is often considered an opportunity for farmers and customers to come together to communicate directly and source their foods at an affordable price. But customers don't always get this opportunity. They're faced with the problem of food inaccessibility, where healthier foods are often priced at more expensive prices, meaning that the only foods that they can afford are the unhealthier fast foods that are detrimental to their health.
I'm Isaac. My name is Isaac. I work for Daisy Farm.
Isn't like your prices since COVID and
Yeah, I changed the price. Yeah, because a lot of things is up. You know.
Yeah.
The influx of inflation has caused healthy food prices to also rise. But how does this affect the American community?
Well, in the United States, there's been a huge rise in unhealthy eating and obesity. I was wondering, to what extent do you think poor dieting is a factor in the rise of obesity within the United States?
It started in the 1980s. Overweight, but mainly obesity, has gone up. Now there's actually starting to be a little bit more attention to processed ingredients. Maybe heard of ultra-processed foods? They have ingredients in there that if you look at the ingredient list, you'd be like, what the heck is that? Because it just doesn't occur in nature. And a lot of them do things to our digestion. It sends us signals that we need more food when we actually don't.
Ultra-processed foods are detrimental to the human health. As Olivia Cassano, studies suggest that eating these foods is linked with an increased risk of heart disease, weight gain, cancer, and even mortality. The lack of attention to food disparity at its core is the ultimate challenge to the American diet. Today's society has shifted the norms of what people eat, making food feel more of a privilege than a benefit. Branching from a system of issues ranging from rising prices to accessibility, healthy foods have seemingly depleted from our lifestyle. Even though this food crisis seems meticulously impossible to solve, within us resides the power to bridge this gap and create a world where everyone has a healthy diet. In this natural world we call Earth, we have to realize that the investment in accessibility to healthy foods will lead to a new day, a brighter future for humanity, starting with the American diet.